5 True Creepy Coworker Stories. Imagine stepping into your office thinking it's just another ordinary day, only to find yourself caught in a web of unsettling and creepy experiences. These are the true stories of coworkers who turned the mundane into the macabre. Are you ready to uncover the chilling tales lurking within the walls of the workplace? Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear might make you think twice about your own colleagues. Story 1: The Night Shift Stalker. Emily worked the night shift at a call center. Her coworker, Mark, seemed friendly at first but soon began exhibiting strange behavior. He would appear out of nowhere, standing silently behind her desk, staring at her with unblinking eyes. Emily brushed it off as odd but harmless until one night, she found a series of disturbing notes on her desk. The messages grew increasingly sinister, suggesting he was watching her every move. The notes detailed things she had done when she thought she was alone, like adjusting her hair or checking her phone. Emily started feeling paranoid, noticing Mark's presence even more. He would linger in the break room, always managing to be near her. One night, she decided to confront him, but his response was chilling. He smiled and said, "I'd just like to know what you're up to." Emily reported him, and an investigation revealed that Mark had been secretly filming her from a hidden camera. He was fired and escorted out of the building, but the fear of those nights still haunts her. To this day, Emily double-checks every room she enters, ensuring there are no hidden cameras or eyes watching her. Story 2: The Vanishing Act. Daniel had a coworker named Sarah, who was the life of the office party. Always cheerful and energetic, she was well-liked by everyone. But one day Sarah simply vanished. Her desk was cleared out, and no one had seen her leave. The office buzzed with rumors, but the truth was far more unsettling. Weeks later, Daniel found a hidden door behind a filing cabinet that led to a small, dimly lit room filled with Sarah's personal belongings, clothes, photos, and even a bedroll. It turned out Sarah had been living in the office, hiding from a dangerous stalker who had threatened her life. Her coworkers started piecing together her odd behaviors, working late, rarely going out for lunch, and always seeming on edge. They realized that Sarah had confided in no one, choosing instead to create a secret sanctuary within the office. She had finally fled, leaving behind her hidden sanctuary and a note warning her coworkers to be cautious of the stalker, who she believed was still watching her. The note ended with a chilling message: trust no one. Story 3: The Doppelganger. Lisa always had a good rapport with her coworker Tom, until she started seeing him in places he couldn't possibly be. Tom would be at his desk, but she would also see him in the break room, staring at her with a vacant expression. One evening, she stayed late and saw Tom again, but this time, he was menacingly standing at the end of a long, dark hallway. When she confronted him the next day, he seemed genuinely confused and claimed to have no memory of the incidents. The sightings continued, growing more frequent and disturbing. She even saw Tom outside her apartment building one night, just standing and staring up at her window. Lisa started questioning her sanity, documenting each encounter with photos and videos. The images showed Tom in places he couldn't have been, often looking directly at the camera with that same eerie grin. She brought the evidence to HR, but they dismissed it as a prank or a figment of her imagination. Eventually, Lisa transferred to another department, unable to shake the feeling that the real Tom was being overshadowed by a sinister double who knew her every move. The last time she saw the doppelganger, it mouthed a single word: soon. Story 4: The Whisperer. James worked late often, usually alone in the quiet office. One night, he began hearing whispers. At first, he thought it was just the building settling, but the whispers became clearer, and they seemed to know his name. They would call to him, beckoning him to follow. His coworker, Laura, dismissed his concerns until she stayed late one night and heard them too. The whispers seemed to follow them, growing louder and more insistent, leading them through the dark, empty halls. They felt an eerie compulsion to follow the voices, which led them to a long-forgotten storage room in the basement. There, they discovered an old, forgotten employee locker with a broken voice recorder inside, still playing back the last moments of a former employee who had mysteriously disappeared years ago. The voice on the recorder spoke of dark secrets and unfinished business, revealing the employee had been involved in a scandal that was covered up. The whispers continued even after the discovery, growing more desperate and angry. James and Laura began to suspect that the spirit of the former employee was trapped, seeking justice for the wrongs done to them. They started experiencing strange occurrences at home: objects moving, cold spots, and even the same whispers. The experience left them questioning what other dark secrets the office held, and whether the spirit would ever find peace. Story 5: The Eyes in the Wall. Megan never liked the office restroom. It always felt off. One day, she noticed small holes in the wall above the stalls. Dismissing it as old building quirks, she carried on until one evening, she saw a pair of eyes watching her through the holes. Terrified, she reported it to security, who discovered a hidden crawl space where her coworker Ben had been spying on employees for months. They found cameras, recording equipment, and disturbing notes detailing his observations. Ben had meticulously documented his coworkers' routines, habits, and even personal conversations. The discovery sent shockwaves through the office, as employees realized they had been watched in their most private moments. Ben was arrested, but the experience left Megan and her coworkers shaken, always feeling like they were being watched. The company installed additional security measures, but the sense of violation and fear lingered long after Ben's arrest. Megan became more vigilant, always checking for hidden cameras and avoiding places that felt too secluded. The incident had a lasting impact on her sense of privacy and trust, leaving her always on edge, wondering if someone else might be watching. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the darker side of office life. Remember, sometimes the scariest things are closer than you think. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling tales.